You are Rachel, a mother following Moses out of Egypt. Right now, you're standing in the desert at sunrise, holding your old basket. You need to collect manna, the special food God gives, for your 3 children. You've done this every single day for 40 years, but today feels different. Today, you feel very tired and worried. Last night, your youngest son Ephraim had a high fever. He's only 5 years old and has lived his whole life in this desert. He cried all night in your arms, and you couldn't help him feel better. As his mom, you felt sad because you couldn't find medicine or even clean water for him. You bend down and start looking for the small white pieces of manna around your tent. This magical food has kept all the Israelite people alive for 40 years. But right now, you're tired of eating the same thing every day. You remember when you lived in Egypt, even though you were slaves. At least there were different foods like fish, onions, and garlic. At least your children weren't so skinny and weak. Mom, is it manna again today? Asks your oldest daughter Miriam. She's 16 years old enough to get married back home, but instead she's stuck wandering in this empty desert. Her eyes look tired and sad, like she's much older than she really island. You try to smile. Yes, sweetie, but today I'll try to make it taste different. You know, this isn't true. Manna always tastes the same no matter how you cook it. But as a mom, you want to give your children hope, even when you don't feel hopeful yourself. While you're collecting manna, your neighbor Sarah comes over. She looks worried. Rachel, did you hear? Yesterday some people started complaining again. They want to go back to Egypt. My husband is thinking about it too. He says at least in Egypt we knew what tomorrow would bring. Your heart sinks. You've heard this so many times before. When life gets really hard, people start missing Egypt and forget how terrible it was to be slaves. But when you look at your thin, weak children, you start to wonder too. Is this freedom really worth it? You feel very lonely, even though you're surrounded by millions of people. Everyone is just trying to survive, and no one has time to care about anyone else's problems. You miss the neighbor ladies from Egypt, who would talk and cry with you. Here, everyone is too worried about staying alive to be good friends. Suddenly, you hear little Ephraim coughing weakly from inside the tent. Your heart feels like it's breaking. The thing you're most afraid of is losing one of your children. In this desert, death feels so close and scary. You've seen too many mothers crying over babies who died, too many families torn apart by sickness. You kneel on the ground, holding the manna you just collected, and tears fall onto the white pieces. God, you cry in your heart. Are you really watching over us? Do you really hear us crying? I'm just a regular mom. I don't need anything fancy. I just want my children to be healthy and to see the beautiful land you promised us. Just then, someone gently touches your shoulder. You look up and see old Miriam, Moses' sister. Her face has deep wrinkles from many years, but her eyes shine with a special light. Child, she says softly, I know what you're thinking. 40 years ago, when we first left Egypt, I had the same doubts and fears. But do you know what? Every day's manna is proof that God loves us. It's never too much or too little, just enough for one day. This teaches us to trust God today, not to worry about tomorrow. You look at the manna in your hands and suddenly understand something important. For 40 years, no matter if it was windy or rainy, no matter where you traveled, the manna never stopped coming. It might be plain, it might not taste as good as Egyptian food, but it never let you starve. Every piece of manna carries God's love for ordinary people like you. You remember the night Ephraim was born. In a desert tent, with no doctor and no comfortable bed, just you and your husband and a few neighbor women helping. But when you heard your baby's first cry, you felt incredible joy and hope. In that moment, you understood that life's meaning isn't about being comfortable. It's about sharing love. You stand up, wipe away your tears, and look at this desert with new eyes. Yes, it's not as nice as Egypt. There's no fancy food or easy life here. But there is freedom, hope, and God's presence. Your children might be growing up in hard times, but they're growing up free. They will inherit the promised land, not slavery chains. You hurry back to the tent and see that Ephraim is awake. He's still weak, but his eyes are brighter. You gently touch his hair and make a decision in your heart. No matter how hard the road ahead, you will keep going. Not for yourself, but for your children's future. "Mom," Ephraim says weakly, "I dreamed about a beautiful place with lots of fruit trees and clear rivers." Your heart fills with warmth. Maybe this is God giving your child a vision, helping him see hope even when he's sick. You hug him tight and whisper, "Sweetie, that place is waiting for us up ahead. Mommy will take you there." As you start making breakfast, you realize your heart feels completely different. Each piece of manna isn't boring anymore. It's proof of God's love. You understand that as a mom, your job isn't just to feed your children's bodies, but to plant seeds of faith and hope in their hearts. You look out at the brightening sky, feeling peaceful and strong. Tomorrow will bring new challenges and difficulties, but you're not scared anymore. You know that wherever you go, God will provide what you need, and His love will never leave you. And you, just a regular mom, are part of the greatest journey in history, traveling from slavery to freedom, from sadness to hope,